The Nuepe-Akano joint border post in the Volta region has been commissioned twice already. First by former President John Mahama in 2015 and later in 2017, and then handed over in 2018 by the current President Akufo-Addo. The automated border posts put together by both Togo and Ghana has not been operationalized since. This is because the automated system lacks a software required to make it functional. From the Volta region, Ivy Setoji has the final story for our series on the state of Ghana's entry points tapped porous borders.
These trucks move in and out of Ghana and Togo here at the Nuepe-Akano joint border post. Travelers and traders used to depend solely on their Aflao and Segbe border for thoroughfare, but the traffic here created serious congestion. The joint border control system was commissioned in 2017 to reduce the congestion. It was to help check the trucks automatically. But more than 2 years after commissioning, the joint border post is not completely operational. Drivers of long vehicles cannot come to terms with the situation, as well as the difficulty it presents to them. They allege the head of the sector command of the Ghana Revenue Service and Customs, Assistant Commissioner Sheila Vigbedo, has refused to admit any truck carrying goods through this border.
Before this truck, we are giving us this thing, laissez passer. We are calling it undertaking. Okay. It's 1 month. Okay. To enter Ghana, come back. But now this woman making it 2 weeks. So we are facing difficult for that one. But every day is a spike. Every day is 5 cities. So we are paying a penalty. So they just give you 2 weeks. When you go, before you go load from company, they will give you documents. It's more than 2 weeks. If you come back, we can pay penalty. Sometimes we are paying 80 Ghana, sometimes we are paying 100 Ghana, sometimes we are paying many. We pay almost about 15 Ghana citizens. So that's our program now. What we want to talk to for this woman, make you return the team back to 1 month. That before it be 3 months. Before come, reduce time to 2 months. Before end of the year, they come back to 1 month. Yes. Now this woman bring it 2 weeks.
Who is this woman now?
I wouldn't know you. Okay. They say the big
customs officer. The madam of the customs office.
Yes.
She declined comments in our attempt to get her side of the story. At the time of our visit, the officers were seen attending manually to very few people who were entering the country, whilst some of them seemed idling at the post. At the end of our visit, only 3 commercial vehicles with passengers were checked in manually at the post.
Business is not booming. We are hoping business booms after the completion of the joint border post here. There's pressure on the Aflao border. As you can see, the only car from Togo to Accra is not full.
Apart from the officers who were idling, the border post has just few security officials, so thoroughfare here is very easy. Like all other borders reviewed so far, several unapproved routes exist here also. A Togolese expressed his frustration about the situation.
My advice is it depends on both of the presidents. I don't know how they think about this place, because this place is a very big place for ECOWAS. They invest many money here, plenty money here, but they don't want to get that money, how do you tell it, how to collect it back. So I don't know. In Togo here, they listen passing or undertaking, they are making here. But the Ghana side, they don't make undertaking here. They used to go to make undertaking at Aflao before coming here. All those things make big problems here. Like this place is going very well. Everybody can find job here.
For now, the officials are waiting for the software to make this border post functional, and that will ease the Aflao border pressure, reduce processing time, and also allow trucks to reach their destinations, especially those with perishable goods. It will also enable ECOWAS monitor transactions at the various border points for the collection of the ECOWAS levy. Here is Anthony Avobedo, MCE for Ketu North.
There are some documents that they cannot process at the joint border post that they have to go to a flower to do. So that means the place is not fully operational, so they still depend on flower to do some things. When the trucks come, they will do some of the documentations in a flower, and some will be done at the joint border post. So I'm of the view that when all these things these bottlenecks are being addressed, the trucks, when they come to Akan, every documentation has to be done at Akan. So that's what we are hoping to have.
A lot of money has been spent on this joint border post. Both staff and users of this route want to see some action as soon as possible. Ivy Setojish reports for JoyNews.
Head of the Public Affairs Department of the Ghana Immigration Service, Superintendent Michael Amwakwata, says the service will need between 15,000 to 20,000 officers to man unapproved routes at Ghana's borders. He was reacting to issues highlighted in JoyNews series on entry points in Ghana that porous borders. He admits to challenges with logistics, but says the service is doing its best in manning the country's borders. He spoke earlier on News Desk.
Borders are porous. Maybe by the way they were demarcated and by the topography of the areas. These are migrants who are out there in these porous borders, and they know the terrain because they live there and they work there. And you see, on the Kano River, that is the dividing line. And yes, they are in boats and canoes doing their smuggling activities. But what we do, and maybe it has not come out, that we also have identified some of these crossing points that these smugglers normally use. So at times, based on intelligence that we get, and also from our own enforcement operations, we go and ambush them. And we have been making some laudable arrests of rice and oil coming from Cote d'Ivoire into Ghana, then plastic wares and silverware from Ghana going into Cote d'Ivoire. We have approved point of entry.
Exactly.
There you find officers stationed.
Exactly.
Then we have also identified unapproved points of entry. There we go on patrols. Where we think that point is prone for smuggling, we normally will put men there for a period, then they move to other traveling unapproved points. We do not have enough men to be able to be deployed along all these unapproved points. That would be a really difficult task. We have decided in a way, depending upon allocations that will come to us to be able to employ or recruit. Just the last recruitment we did last year, for the first time, we were able to recruit by government release 1,000 personnel, both officer, corps, and general duty. So we are hoping that maybe another release will come for maybe 1,000 or 1,005. But the last count, I think we have a little over 5,000.
5,000 of them. And obviously, some will be doing administrative work, sitting in the offices at your headquarters. Some will be at the airport, at the regional headquarters. And we are saying that out of this 5,000, we still don't have enough men to man all the unapproved, especially the ones known to be used by many people.
We don't.
In your estimation, how many people making up your service do you think will need to say, okay, that's a good number we can go with, that's enough men to
man the borders?
Yes.
Maybe I would say about 15,000 to 20,000.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
That's more than double of what you already have.
In Eluba, along the Tano River, our officers have identified about 10 to 20 unapproved points.
And how many men would you need stationed at each of these points?
The unapproved point, maybe not less than 6.
Okay.
You see, not less than 6. Then maybe the also has to have the communication guide, like I said, because if there's any operation that the 6 cannot contain, they have to call for reinforcement, so they will need vehicle.
Meanwhile, 6 immigration officers who busted a fertilizer smuggling attempt have been honored by the service for rejecting a bribe of 25,000 cedis.
In Ivory Coast or among the Francophone countries, they value ID cards a lot, as we wanting to see your passport. Even when ID cards will be used, it is for those within the border community that we call border residents, who will not travel beyond about 4-kilometer radius. So they can come in with the ID cards and it's recorded, and mostly or generally they are known. But to make an international travel from Nigeria to Ghana or from Guinea to Ghana and you just want to enter with a voter's ID card, it will be difficult.
But they say your men also take monies from them, so they don't accept the voter's ID card, but they take some money and they allow them in. So it's cost 90, isn't it?
It's not cost 90. I wouldn't also hold brief. Yes, definitely 5,000 plus, they may bad nuts, but they are very equally good officers who are within the service. And it shows recently in the number of interceptions that we have done. 25,000 and you refuse to let go 1,950 bags of fertilizer. So they are good ones there. That's why we want to showcase them and to let other officers know that when you are committed and dedicated to your job, definitely commanders are watching and the kind of appreciation will come.